They say the Wi-Fi.
Okay, Steven. To me, it logged me into the meeting, but without a passcode. It just logged in, but it's kind of slow.
Last one. What's the password? Not one.
No, there's no password. It requires one on the phone. It didn't let me log in on the computer. It let me log in, but it's slow. Yeah.
Oh man, when I got it, it was cheap. This is the old model. Yeah, this is the older model. This is like
close on a lot of people. Pound for pound.
the only person I got my cousin came from my and all of my work. So he goes down here because that office on my website.
I'll show you right now.
I do my own art.
See, when I work, he don't work. He sitting shit out.
You ain't up to, because I work with him. We had a work relationship. I'm not what happened with the boat?
Look what happened. We went up
I was able to lock it up.
Wait. He said he I said, what dropped
He don't want you to shout out to the company name. I make it hard.
Yeah, because
Tell me what you want.
it's like they can finish us when they want to. Huh? So everyone just has to fight. I got you. Because it's all
As far as the WB people call it regular
you know, like become automatically oh, you didn't take that fight, yeah. Everybody said, I didn't do it.
Hey, is this the undercard, everybody?
Pero
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're ready. Ready? You want to go right at 110? Can you cue it?
Yeah.
Give another 3 minutes? Well, good afternoon, everybody.
Let's go, Chase.
Certainly want to welcome you to Atlanta, the ATL, Hotland, that A, place of the players play. It is Fight Week. I'm Brian Custer, the host of Showtime Championship Boxing, and this is the official and final press conference for Davis versus Barrios. This is a pay-per-view fight that you will see on Showtime pay-per-view coming this Saturday. it will be the main event headlining a 4-fight card. And what a card we have, the main event. You've got the 4-time world champion, GERVONTA Tank Davis, taking on the WBA super lightweight champion in Mario El Azteca Barrios. Two explosive young champions chasing greatness. A 4-time world champion, moving up a couple of weight classes, seeking a 3rd title in the 3rd different weight division. Unbeaten champion who has knocked out just about every opponent he's faced at 140 pounds. Of course, it will headline this Showtime pay-per-view event coming from the award-winning State Farm Arena, which is home to the red-hot Atlanta Hawks. And it is an event you do not want to miss. It comes your way Saturday, June 26th, from the State Farm Arena here in Atlanta. The Showtime pay-per-view event will begin at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is 6 o'clock Pacific time. Now, for those who want to order the fight, it's simple. All you got to do is go to showtime.com/pay-per-view. You can purchase it, or you can go to really any Showtime supported device, whether it be the app. It's also available through traditional cable outlets as well, satellite pay-per-view providers as well, digital distribution channels, including for the youngsters. You can get it through your PlayStation store, and you can also get it through Sling TV as well. Special note, Davis and Barrios will also be shown through select closed-circuit locations and movie theaters across the country. This entire event, as I talk about, 4-fight card. You got 4 unified champions in the co-main event, taking on one of the rising stars at 154 pounds. Don't want to miss the co-main event. We also have 2 other fights featuring some of the top contenders in their weight class. The event is being promoted by Mayweather Promotions, GTD Promotions, and TGB Promotions. Now, tickets are on sale. There are a limited supply. I would suggest you get your tickets now. They are selling very fast. Do not be that guy or that woman who says, I'm going to wait to fight night and will end up standing outside State Farm Arena watching the fight, because they are selling very quickly. And you can get them at Ticketmaster.com. Here's what makes this fight so intriguing. 2 champions, but more importantly, this is another fight that Showtime has put on the stable where you have high stakes fight featuring top people, top fighters in their division. You know, Showtime has put an emphasis on high stakes fights, championship fights, unification fights this summer. And this Showtime pay-per-view event fits right into that category. And of course, the man whose job it is to put on these type of fights and make sure that we deliver what the public wants, and that's high stakes fights, is the president and general manager of Showtime Sports, Mr. Steven Espinoza.
Thank you, Brian. You know, if you haven't noticed, Showtime Sports is in fact on an unprecedented run of combat sports events. And we're talking about boxing, we're talking MMA. From Showbox to World Championship Boxing to Bellator MMA, and even a really exciting exhibition that no one saw coming. Showtime continues to deliver the most compelling, the most exciting, the most interesting, and biggest events at every level of combat sports. We're in the middle of a run of 10 events over the last 9 weeks. There's 10 events, 6 boxing, 4 Bellator events. And this one might be the crown jewel of all. But this isn't the end, so just looking forward before we talk about Saturday night. Friday night on Showtime, Bellator MMA, the interim heavyweight championship, Tim Johnson, Valentin Moldavsky. Then we have this stacked pay-per-view card on Saturday night. Next Saturday, from Carson, California, Chris Goldberg taking on Tugstop Nyambiar in an interim super featherweight fight, and also the premiere of All Access Epilogue, which will take you inside Fight Night and show you everything that you don't see during the telecast. After that, there's a big weekend on the 16th and 17th. Bellator MMA Flyweight World Championship, Juliana Velasquez, Denise Keelholz, and the next night, Saturday, in San Antonio, it is a fight for the first undisputed 4-belt super welterweight championship in the world. That's Jermell Charlo taking on Brian Castano. Then fast forwarding, we've got the 20-year anniversary of Showbox on July 23rd. And on July 31st, whether you're an MMA fan or not, I urge you to tune into this one. It is truly the biggest fight in Bellator history. It is Patricio Pitbull and AJ McKee for the Featherweight World Championship. And finally, August 14th, this one just announced, it's one of 4 unification fights that have been on Showtime's schedule over the last year. That's from Carson, California, Nonito Donaire, John Riel Casimiro in a 118-pound world title unification. But let's talk about Saturday night. This will be just the 4th boxing show at State Farm Arena, but the 2nd in the last 18 months. Of course, that's the first one was Tank versus Guerrero Piscamboa, December 28, 2019, with a near capacity crowd of over 14,000 people in the arena. Now, Tank has come a long time on Showtime. Just 6 years ago, that's February 2015, 6 years ago, Tank was on the non-televised portion of the Showbox event. Just 6 years ago. And now here he is, headlining his 2nd pay-per-view, coming off the biggest win of his career. He's making his 10th appearance on Showtime, and probably his most challenging of his career, jumping up 2 weight classes in a quest to become great. In his 24 fights, Tank has never faced an opponent as tall as Mario Barrios and or as long a reach as Mario Barrios. But Tank brings weapons of his own, of fighters ranked by the ring, with only 2 fighters in all of boxing with a higher KO percentage. Tank, as his fans know, is finishing his fights with KOs 96% of the time. But across the ring is a challenge like he's never had before. The WBA champion, 26-0, 17 KOs, big, strong, tough Mario Barrios, who if you've seen the All Access, you know what kind of warrior spirit he brings into this fight. This is a true pick-em fight. You have Tank, who has seemed to be unstoppable up to this point, jumping up 2 weight classes in the biggest challenge of his career. But that's not the only thing on the card. There's plenty of good fights. Erickson Lubin at 23-1, just 25 years of age. He's making his 7th appearance on Showtime. He's the WBC #1 ranked contender. That means he's the mandatory. And most people in his position as the mandatory would be taking an easy fight, waiting for their shot at the title. But that's not Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin is taking on another top 3 or 4 guy in the division, the former unified champ, Jason Rosario. This is a fight which deserves its own main event. It certainly could have been a main event on Showtime. Jason Rosario, former unified champion at 154, the consensus top 3 or 4 in the division, coming off a tough loss against the best fighter in the division in the consensus, and that will be a firefight on its own. 2 other high-quality fights on the card as well. I thank our partners, PBC, Mayweather Promotions, and TGB Promotions. This is an outstanding card. We're proud to be here in Atlanta. Thank you.
You know, when you have a fight of this magnitude, it requires major promotion. You got to sell not only both fighters that sell the event as well. And coming here to the stage now is the man of a promotional company, is one of the best at doing it. He's the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Mr. Leonard Ellerby.
Thank everyone for joining us today. This Saturday night gets no bigger than this. Anytime we talk about major fights, you think about Gervonta Davis, the most exciting fighter in the entire sport. But it just doesn't start with Gervonta Davis. To open our card this Saturday night is full of talent from top to bottom. In the first televised bout, we have BARRIOS, who has faced the WBA champion, who will be facing Tank Davis this Saturday night, BARRIOS. Tough guy. We know he's coming to bring it. He'll be taking on Argenis Mendez, again, a guy who always is in exciting fights, who comes forward, will press the action. That will be a non-stop fight. Then we roll right into Carlos Adames, another exciting Dominican who's a top 154-pound contender. He'll be taking on, when I tell you this guy right here, Alexis Salazar, again, he's on a 15-fight win streak. Again, tough Mexican, come forward. That's going to be a very exciting fight. Then we roll right into the co-main event, which I'm really excited about this fight. We have Erickson Lubin, who's trained by none other than one of the top trainers in the entire sport, Kevin Cunningham, a guy who's on a five-win streak. Can't say enough about him. What I've been really impressed about him is that his commitment to just excellence when it comes to facing top contenders. He is a guy that's been very determined. You see it every time that, there's highlights of him being shown. He's in the gym. He doesn't take any time off. And that's been on the great guys like Kevin Cunningham. He's taking on the former unified champion, Jason Rosario. Again, I just spoke with his promoter, Samson Lucas. He's had a tremendous camp. And he refuses to be denied this come Saturday night because he's determined to get everything back that he just recently lost. Then we roll right into the granddaddy of them all, Tank Davis taking on Mario Barrios. When you think of Tank Davis, there's one word to describe him, and that's exciting. Whether it be from my daughter, she was 12 years old, all the girls on her basketball team, you ask her, who's their favorite fighter? Tank Davis. Whether it be my barber, guy I've been going to for 25 years, middle-aged, black gentleman, same thing, Tank Davis. Whether it be Marlene Jackson, who's a high school teacher that I just recently met from Louisiana, same thing, Tank Davis. Whether it be Tony, who's 92 years old, good friend of mine in Las Vegas. Who's your favorite fighter? Tank Davis. They all have one thing in common. And when it comes to pay-per-view, people want nothing but excitement. And that's what Tank Davis delivers. But, again, he has a tough opponent that he's facing this Saturday night in Mario Barrios. Can't say enough about the young man. Tremendous fighter. He does everything well. Excellent puncher, great speed, and he's led by none other than a very good friend of mine, Virgil Hunter, a no-nonsense guy. He guided Andre Ward his entire career, and we know what kind of career Andre Ward has had. And again, we know Virgil Hunter is going to have him prepared. And again, the whole goal is that, myself, Floyd, and Al, we have major plans for Tank Davis. Will Barrios fuck up our plans this Saturday night? Yes. Yep. Tune in, Showtime pay-per-view this Saturday.
That's how you sell it. I like it. And he's right. When you talk about that main event, you got two young guys, again, chasing greatness. You have one young man who wants the third world title, third different weight division. You got another young man looking to put his stamp at 140 pounds, and without question, looking to elevate his status to superstar. That's the main event. The co-main, as he talks about. When you got a former unified champion, Jason Rosario, known as the biggest puncher at 154, taking on probably one of the most explosive fighters at 154 in the hammer, Erickson Lubin. You also have Carlos Adames, Alexis Salazar, super welterweight who want to make their mark as well in this weight division. And then we'll start it off with Batir Akhmedov taking on Argenis Mendez. With that, we're going to talk with some of the fighters, everybody. Let's start with the first fight that you'll see on Showtime pay-per-view. If they would, if Batir Akhmedov would come to the stage, as well as Argenis Mendez, we'll have a word with both of these guys and get this started. We'll start with Batir. 8-1, 7 knockouts. He's taking on Argenis Mendez. 25, 6-3, 12 knockouts. Former super featherweight champion of the world. And Batir, we'll start with you because you faced Mario Barrios. Without question, you would love to have a rematch. But you know you got to get through this guy first. Talk to me about what should we expect when you take on Argenis Mendez.
Начнем с тебя. Ты дрался с Марио Барриосом, несомненно, ты хочешь реванша, но у тебя впереди серьезный бой. Что ожидать от тебя в этом бою?
Всех приветствую. Да, я безусловно хочу реванша, но пока я не смотрю за своего соперника. Мендес, он очень опытный боксер, бывший чемпион мира. Я надеюсь, что в этом бою я одержу победу, и уже в следующих боях мы будем стремиться к титулу.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. And I'm not looking behind Argenis Mendez. He's a world champion. He's a former world champion. He's a very credible fighter. So I'm only looking forward for this fight. And after that, we can talk about rematch.
What kind of challenge does Mendez pose for you?
В чем вызов с Мендесом? Что он представляет? Опасность?
Он очень тоже зрелищный боксер, очень опытный. Я никогда не ищу для себя легких путей, выбираю самых сложных, самого лучшего. И нам предложили, и мы согласились на Мендеса, так как он считает его очень серьезным соперником.
You know, first of all, his experience. He's very experienced, and out of the few options that we had, I choose the best option, the toughest, the strongest guy to fight, to face, because I believe that what he brings in the ring, he's also very excited. He's coming forward, so it's promising for a good fight, for an exciting action-type fight.
Argenis, you look at your last couple of fights, man, they've been like split decision, some draws. Obviously, come on the other end of a couple of losses that you felt like you should have won. Tell us, why will Saturday be different?
Bueno, Argenis, has pasado por algunas peleas duras recientemente, decisiones divididas, empates, derrotas que quizás sentiste que debían ser victorias. ¿Por qué crees que este sábado va a ser distinto?
Buenas tardes a todos. Bueno, es distinto porque tengo una preparación mejor, tengo un oponente excelente, fuerte, viene para adelante, pelea como me gusta, y nosotros vamos a pelear.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm glad to be here. And I believe that this area is going to be different because my opponent likes to come forward. He's an aggressive fighter, and that's exactly how he likes to fight.
In your workout, you said my opponent is tailor-made for me. What does that mean?
¿Qué quiere decir cuando decís que mi rival está hecho a mi medida?
Me refiero porque es un jugador fuerte y él va a pelear conmigo. Como las otras peleas que he tenido en el pasado, se me han ido a correr. Él va a pelear conmigo y vamos a una pelea muy emocionante. Claro, yo no he dicho bien, pero va a ser una pelea muy interesante.
Well, I meant that he's a very strong fighter that's gonna provide us with a really good fight, and he just fits what I want to do on the ring. That's really the long and the short of it, where he fits what I want to do.
And tell us why then Saturday you'll be victorious as opposed to what we've seen in the past.
Bueno, entonces decimos por qué el sábado vas a estar con el brazo alzado a diferencia de lo que pasó en el pasado.
Porque tengo una nueva oportunidad, soy un guerrero, siempre vengo de lo más difícil y es algo que también quiero una oportunidad muy grande para luego pelear por el título primero.
Well, because this is a big opportunity that I plan to take advantage of. I'm a warrior, and I plan to come out victorious on Saturday and then go after the title that I want to get.
Jerry, we're wrapping up with this. He says your style is tailor-made for him. And if you are victorious, what would you want next?
Это закончим таким вопросом. Он говорит, что ты создан для него по стилю, твой стиль ему идеально подходит для того, чтобы он победил. Почему ты будешь победителем в эту субботу, как ты считаешь?
Потому что я очень усердно тренируюсь, очень тяжело работаю и всегда показываю яркие бои, я делаю все для победы. И его стиль мне подходит очень, он любит подраться тоже, то, что мне надо. И я думаю, что мы покажем отличный бой и победу. Я сделал все возможное для победы.
Well, as he says, I think that he's telling me for me also. His style, he likes to fight, he likes to rumble, I like it, so it's promising to be a great fight. And me being victorious, I'm just going to do everything possible, everything I can, and God willing, I'm going to win. But most definitely, you're going to look for a good fight.
Fantastic. That's going to be the first fight you'll see. Gentlemen, if we would, let's have a face-off. With the first fight that you'll see on Showtime pay-per-view comes Saturday night.
Let's go, Phil.
Back here for you.
Back. TV is back. Thank you, guys.
Let's go, Chip.
Second fight you'll see on Showtime pay-per-view comes Saturday night from State Farm Arena. Super welterweights, 10 rounds. Carlos Adames, Alexis Salazar.
Come on up, fellas.
Of course, we're waiting on Louis to come and tell
Carlos Adames, 19-1, 15 knockouts. Alexis Salazar, 23-3. He's got 9 KOs. Carlos, we'll start with you. I know you want another shot at the world title, but at your workout, you said Alexis is not on your level. Tell us what you meant by that.
Bueno, Carlos, sabemos que tiene otra oportunidad por lo mundial, pero en tu entrenamiento de ayer dijiste que Alexis no está a tu nivel. ¿Qué quisiste decir con eso?
Buenas tardes para todos, gracias por venir, es un honor estar aquí con todos ustedes. Ayer lo dije porque yo sé que el muchacho es un muchacho con mucho talento, está subiendo nuevo. Yo he experimentado bastante experiencia, tengo bastante experiencia, tengo bastante fundamentos del ring, sé cómo trabajar
thank you everyone for coming. Good afternoon. And I said that because Salazar is a very talented fighter. However, I have more experience, and that experience can play a factor in this fight. Besides, I have every one of the fundamentals needed to bring him into the way I want to fight, and then I'm going to come out with my hand raised again.
Lexus, your response to that, I mean, you're riding a 15-fight winning streak. Your thoughts on what Carlos has to say?
Primero que nada, buenas tardes. Yo me siento bien, estoy muy preparado. Esto para mí, como dije ayer, para mí es un sueño hecho realidad. Yo estaba buscando esa oportunidad así de empezar a pelear, ¿no? Y pues, honestamente me dicen que está fuerte y todo, ¿sabes? Para mí, yo creo que el fin de semana pasado, echarlo contra Montiel, o sea, no todo es fuerza, o sea, todo es cuestión de estrategia, de saberte mover dentro del ring. Y yo creo que pues va a ser una buena pelea. Yo vengo listo para una guerra y salir victorioso.
Good afternoon, everyone. Regardless of what my opponent might say, it's not all about strength. It's about strategy as well. Just look at what happened with Chama Montiel last week. When you fight smart, then you can do a lot of things. So I'll be ready to fight, and I look forward to what promises to be a great battle on Saturday night.
Lastly, Carlos, tell the people, what should they expect Saturday night when you get in the ring with Alexis?
Carlos, decirle a la gente lo que deberían esperar este sábado por la noche cuando empieces a abrir con Alexis.
Bueno, primeramente conmigo no se viene a experimentar nada. Conmigo yo no soy una máquina de experimento. Al fin, conmigo el pan y el vino vino. Así que si él vino a pelear y sabe que vino a ganar, va a tener que pelear para ganar. Porque conmigo no se experimenta nada. Conmigo se viene a pelear.
Well, with me, there is no room for experimenting. If he's coming to fight, he's really going to have to come to fight. So, expect a great fight on Saturday night, and I'm going to be more than ready.
Alexis, final word, what should we expect?
Vamos a darle, hermano, una guerra con todo.
It's like, okay, yeah, let's go after it. It's going to be a war.
There you have it, folks. That will be the second fight you'll see of the night. The second night of baseball.
What?
One man on a 15-fight winning streak, the other one looking for another shot at the world title.
Back here.
In the back,
Over here. Great.
You went down here, guys? Thank you.
Now we come to the co-main feature of the night. And what a fight we have here. We've got the former unified super welterweight champion taking on the hammer, Eric Saluba. We can get both of these guys to come up. Fellas, I think a number of people think this could be the fight of the night between you two. Hey, look, Hammer, I'll start with you because I think Jason dropped the gauntlet where he said this is going to be a great fight, and I'm knocking him out. When you heard that, what was your thoughts, especially going into this fight?
I thought he was just saying stuff. He made them keep going there and try to knock me out. But it's boxing. I got skills like no other, and I'm just gonna show them on Saturday. I'm not doing no talking. No, that's just talk. You go in there in the ring, the belt with the thing. It's time to show all that shit you was talking.
Jason, listen. He heard that you said you plan to knock him out. He says it's just talk. Now you got to get in the ring with him. What should the Hammer expect when he faces you in your power?
Bueno, Jason, aquí Erickson escuchó lo que Luis iba a decir antes sobre que lo ibas a noquear, que él dice que es puro la verdad y que la verdad que él se va a definir todo en el ring. ¿Vos qué opinás al respecto? ¿Qué esperás este sábado?
Bueno, realmente yo estoy preparado primeramente para ganar por cualquier vía. Tengo el poder en las manos para terminar la pelea en un primer asalto como en un 12. Y estoy preparado físicamente y mentalmente para lograr los 12 asaltos dando, recibiendo y tirando daño.
I'm absolutely ready to do whatever it takes to win. I possess the power in my hands to end the fight both in the first round and in the 12th round. And I'm ready both physically and mentally to endure the 12 rounds if needed to come out victorious in the end.
Hammer, he's talked a lot about his power, and I think it seems like he's leaning on that. Do you think he's relying maybe too much on that? We saw how that played out in the Charlo fight. Do you think he's relying too much on it when he has that right hand?
Maybe a little bit. I think he thinks it's just going there and possess power, but I got power too. I got power in both hands, and I got the skills, so he don't have to worry about more than just power with me.
Jason, he says when it comes to fighting him, you don't have to rely more than just power. What's your response to that?
Bueno, acá tu rival dice que para ganar vas a necesitar más que poder. ¿Cuál es tu respuesta a eso?
Bueno, realmente estamos preparados, realmente no vamos a estar en el día ahora hablando de que quién es más fuerte, de que quién es mejor. Realmente el sábado creo que sí ese día se va a definir quién es mejor y quién es más fuerte, quién es más rápido. O sea, ese día se va a definir quién va por el título del mundo.
I really, to tell you the truth, I really don't care less what we say right now. This Saturday night, we're going to see who's faster, who's stronger, who has the will to win. That's the bottom line. The rest is pure talk.
Lastly, we'll wrap it up with this. Hammer, I want you to let the people know what should they expect when you get in the ring with Jason Rosario.
They can expect fireworks. It's going to be fireworks on Saturday. Everybody buy the pay-per-view, buy your tickets. It's Hammer Time and Showtime.
Jason, same for you. Tell the people what should they expect when you get in the ring with Eric Silva.
Decirle a la gente lo que puede esperar cuando entres al ring contra Luis el sábado por la noche.
Bueno, realmente yo sé que Luis viene preparado. Yo vengo listo para la guerra. Yo sé que va a ser una guerra. Me encanta la guerra. Soy guerrero y ahí vamos a pelear. Eso es lo que yo espero. Guerra, que la gente se sienta bien, que la gente se sienta contenta, se sienta feliz y vea una pelea de verdad.
People can expect a war. I'm a warrior and I love to be inside the ring fighting that war. I want people to be happy. I want people to enjoy these fights. That's the most important thing to me. I know Luis is going to come prepared, so am I, and it's going to be an absolutely great show.
Fantastic. Guys, let's face off. This is the co-main event. Erickson Lupin and Banana, Jason Rosario.
Let's go, champ.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Hammer time, baby. Let's go, baby.
Hammer time.
Down here, fellas.
Boy. Stop. Hammer time.
Okay, hammer time, baby. Let's go, baby.
Bananas.
Jeez, man. Yeah.
That's going to be a good one, that shot.
And now we come to the main event. Saturday night, Showtime pay-per-view. You got the WBA champion, 26-0, 17 knockouts. He is El Azteca Mario Barrios. Taking on four-time world champ, 9 95% knockout percentage, 24-0, 23 knockouts, 15 straight knockouts. He is Gervonta Tank Davis.
Yeah! Let's go, champ.
Well, fellas, it's fight week, and it's finally here. Mario, I'll start with you. You look at Saturday. What tools do you have that gives you your biggest confidence going into this fight on Saturday?
All of them. I mean, I'm just as good of a fighter, just as explosive, just as fast. And I mean, I have the size, to present a lot of difficulties to Tank, and that's exactly what I plan on doing.
Tank, same question to you. In your toolbox, what gives you your biggest confidence going into this fight on Saturday?
We just gotta wait and see. I really don't know right now, but I know we're getting each and every day in the gym just to becoming a better fighter that Saturday night, and I just can't wait to see what the performance I put on. And moving up to 140, definitely a great opportunity. So I'm all for it. I'm looking forward, and I'm ready to get the fans what they want to see, and that's a great fight.
Watching some of the all-access stuff and getting to see the behind-the-scenes from some of you guys, which was great. And it seems like all throughout this fight, the build-up to it, there's been a lot of niceness between you two. Both have commended one another. And then all of a sudden, you see this video that pops up in the camp of Mario, and one of his coaches says, "We're going to bust him to the white man." And any brother knows, when you say that to a brother on the street, you know what that means, right? So when you heard that, did this fight, and the attitude of this fight change for you?
I mean, it is what it is. He said what he said, so, come fight night, we'll see. We'll see.
What went through your mind when you heard that, though?
I mean, if anybody know me, like, personally, like, been around me, I'm really, like, it's hard to say, but Saturday night, you'll see it.
So that one got you going then?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Mario, when your coach said that, did you think, oh boy? Or did you say, okay, yeah, that's right, we all gonna bust each to the white meat on Saturday night? What did you think when your coach made that statement?
Man, he's an Oakland OG. He has his way of talking. That is his, him in the gym. Just typing everything. But at the end of the day, I'm responsible for everything I say. I'm always true to my word. And the only thing I'm going to say is, man, come Saturday, it's going to be a very exciting fight.
I thought it was interesting too. One of the things you said, Mario, is that because of y'all styles, you don't see this fight going the distance. Tell us why.
Every time both of us are in the ring, man, both of us are with bad intentions. Both of us are in there, to hurt and take out our opponent, whether it's round 1 or round 12. And that's why I said that.
Tank, same to you.
I'm coming. I'm just excited to be in this position. I'm soaking it all in. I'm young. I'm happy to be here. We'll see Saturday night. It's going to be a great night of boxing. The fans want it. It's going to be an exciting fight on my end. If I heard on anything, they're going to get them out of there. We just got to see Saturday night. Saturday night going to be a great explosive night for the boxer.
Mario, he's had some big fights already. seems very confident. What does Tank Davis not know that I guess he's going to find out on Saturday?
Just what it's like to be in there with the type of fighter that I am.
Tank, is this the fight where I always hear your corner say, you still haven't seen the best of GERVONTA yet? Is this the type of fight that brings out the best of GERVONTA Davis?
I think so, because, you know, when I fight bigger guys, I always, like, in the gym, you know, I always, you know, show up for them big guys, because I hate when people think that, you know, I'm small, so they try to take advantage of me, so this is definitely probably one of the fights that, you know, be one of the ones that you see the best of GERVONTA Davis.
Mario, related with this, let the people know, hey look, we got fight day here Saturday. A number of people want to buy it. Purchase tickets, come see it. What should they expect when you step into the ring with Tank Davis, a guy who seems to be knocking out everybody he faces and has not lost just like yourself? What should they expect on Saturday night?
I got tickets, ordered the pay-per-view. I know he's coming ready. We had a great camp in the Bay Area. We're both coming with it come Saturday.
Tank, same for you. For these people coming to Atlanta, you've been here before. We were here just 2 years ago. What should they expect, man, when you get into the ring with Mario Barrios, another man who is not lost yet?
Just an action-packed fight. You know, something that's good for the sport of boxing. Not just this fight. You know, we got a tremendous undercard. You know, I'm looking forward to, you know, actually seeing Erickson fight. You know, we came up in the amateurs together, so I'm definitely excited for this big event come Saturday night. We're going to end it out with a bang. Another main event.
And you know what? I've asked you this before, but it begs repeating. You're victorious. Should we, in the boxing public, be saying Tank Davis, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world?
I mean, that's all the opinion. You know, I always think that I would be pound for pound, you know, myself, but, you know, that's just opinion, you know. If I'm victorious, or when I'm victorious, I should be up there.
Mario, same question. You defeat Tank Davis, and if you stop him, we be saying pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world.
I mean, it should be, you know, they like the better reset, you know, they have a big plan for me, and the full intent, you know, I'm working up those plans.
It is amazing. When Showtime pay-per-view, gentlemen, let's have a face-off here. Unbeaten GERVONTA Davis taking on the champion, Mario Barrios. June 26th, Showtime pay-per-view. Get your tickets from Ticketmasters.com. You can order the fight as well as all the Showtime devices, the app. Go to Showtime.com/pay-per-view. Don't miss this one.
Let's go, Tim.
Two young men are chasing greatness. Somebody has to go Saturday night.
Now please, Tank. GERVONTA. Yeah.
Once again, it's on.
Good enough? Good job, man. Gonna do it.
It's always good to see you, man. We still hanging in there. It's been some years. I know that. All right, all the best.
Appreciate you, Sean.
Battery dog? My shit is all You have someone else's battery? Well, I got mine. I was about to say.
Not getting me. About to go.
Now, where did we eat the other day when we was in the public? Was that
Yes.
What time are you guys getting here?
It's a good question. What do you want? What time do you guys want to get there? Because I can base it off that. It's not like.
Because he would really just set that up before he goes to do Holyfield.
Right.
Holyfield is at 11:30.
Yeah, I'm actually not involved in that, but I have heard about it.
Right, so he would need to get to Holyfield about 11. We could get to the Tabernacle at 9:30.
9:30?
9:30.
Okay, I'll shoot us something to their people who work there. Make sure it's fine. If there's any problems, I'll reach out.
Thank you. 9:30. Okay?
Gotcha.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you guys want more from him? I know you. Some people got a little bit from him.
Okay, good.
What he's saying, still trying to get the internet code.
You see?
Man, nobody. Man, nobody.
Everybody know, bro.